Godspeed to the city streets.
You were standing in front of your room mirror trying to put on your textbooks were stacked on the bed, waiting to be organized while you were just stick to the mirror doing your makeup to the perfection. You tucked a loose strand of your hair behind your ear and then glanced at the mobile screen. A message from Jungkook lit up your face. Outside you ready, it said with heart emoji. Stupid, you muttered, blushing as you switched off the mobile phone. Why, Annie, Jungkook is here to pick you up, she yelled from the base of the stairs. Coming, mom, just a minute, you replied. With a final glance at the mirror, you grabbed your notebook from the bed and placing them in the backpack, you headed to the downstairs where you saw Jungkook waiting for you in the living room. He was looking gorgeous as always with his black hair, sharp jawline, and eyes that sparkled whenever he looked at your cute face. He grinned, looking at you. His eyes were lingering a moment longer than they should. Hey, Bun, he said, making him sigh annoyingly. That's not fair. Why you call me Bun? I have grown up, he said, making a cute pout. But for me, you will always be little Bun who had runny nose in childhood. You said and messed up his hair. Meanwhile, your mom entered in the living room while holding a small tiffin box wrapped in a cloth. Stop teasing him, Vayani. It can make him feel shy, she said, eyeing you as she handed you a lunch box. Thanks, Mom. And I know I have pulling his leg. You winked at your mom while keeping the box in the backpack. Let it be, aunt, she would never grown up, he said, and you rolled your eyes at him. I know one. Well, wait here, I have something for you also, she said, rushing to the kitchen. Before you could turn around to Jungkook, he subtly pulled you towards him. For a split moment, they were pressed together. Carefully, sweetie, he whispered, his voice low and teasing. Soon the reality hit you. What are you doing? You hissed under your breath as your cheeks flushed. It had been a week since you both started secretly, but you were not sure about that as you always treated Jungkook like your elder, protective and caring brother since the childhood. You both had known each other since the childhood, growing up as best friends, but your close friendship shifted into something else. You didn't want to hurt his feelings, so you accepted his proposal, but you would feel weird when Jungkook smiled. To everyone else, you both had a bond like sibling, but Jungkook didn't want to be like your protective brother. Rather, he wanted to become your boyfriend as he liked you a lot. While Jungkook was lost into your beauty, your mom entered in the living room as she cleared her throat and breaking the train of your thoughts. Hey Jungkook, here you go. This tiffin box has your all-time favorite chapchai and tatakboki, but don't you share it with someone else, she said, handing him a box. Jungkook nodded, smiling at her. And do you have anything in your bag? Your books, papers, geometry, blinder? She asked as she knew you always forgot something at home. Yes, I have double checked everything. You replied. Just be safe and stay with Jungkook, she said. Your mom wanted you, Jungkook, as she liked him for you, but she was afraid that you won't listen to her. Don't worry, I will take care of her, he said, reassuring her. His eyes sparkled as he looked at your innocent face when you both waved a goodbye to your mom and they left for the college. Time skipped as you both reached the college hallway. Everybody looked at you with envious gazes. None of them wanted to be friends with Jungkook. Though they didn't know that you both were secretly, but still they left felt jealous. The girls never noticed you before, but they started to notice you when they found out you were best friend with Jungkook. They started to act nice towards you, which made you feel scared sometimes because you would rather choose to be invisible than having people who pretend to be friendly to you just because you were Jungkook's best friend. But Rosie was opposite as she had a huge crush on Jungkook and she didn't like when he would roam around you. She was like your bully, but she didn't hurt you, as she knew about Jungkook's anger issues. As soon as you both reached the classroom, your best friend Ria came to you running as she held your hand and made you sit on the bench nearer to you. What happened? You asked, looking at her face. Jungkook frowned as he took a seat beside you. There is a new guy in our grade. He moved here from Paris. Everyone's saying he's handsome. She said, squealing while you groaned. Jungkook's hand clenched into fists as he glared at Ria with jawline tightening. What's the point to tell her when she is not interested? He said, his voice echoing through the walls. Ria gulped down. Hey, stop yelling. She was just telling me, Cookie, you said, looking at his angry face. I don't like when she compliments other guys in front of you, he said, rubbing his temple. Oh, you don't need to be this much protective, just relax, you said, taking his head in yours and gently rubbed it. All of a sudden, the classroom door swung open and your English teacher entered in. It was Professor Kang. Everyone got up from their seats to greet the professor. Students, take your seats, he said, and all the students sat on their seats. So today we have a new transfer student. I want all of you to welcome him wholeheartedly. Please come in, Felix, he said, glancing at the door. A young boy in his 20s entered in. He was wearing a navy blue pant along with white t-shirt. He was handsome, there was no denial, but his appearance made him look like a bad boy. He had tattoo around his neck and also had a lip piercing. He looked around and smiled at girls who were looking at him. Jungkook glanced at you and felt at ease when he saw you writing some notes. Dear Felix, you can get the seat wherever you want, and I don't think so anyone should have any objection with this, he said, looking at the student. The girls shook their head while staring at Felix as an obsessed. Everyone wanted him to sit with them so that they could see him more clearly. I would love to sit beside girl who is wearing a white top along with skirt. The one who is busy writing the notes. Jungkook rubbed his temple, glaring at him. Felix walked to you as he snapped his finger to get your attention. Excuse me, can I sit here with you? He asked, staring at your innocent face. You looked up, frowning as there was no empty seat beside you. Then where he wanted to sit. Excuse me, boy, as you know, there is no empty seat beside her, so you should get lost from here and try to find seats somewhere else. And as far as I can see, you have got some admirers, he said. You blushed, looking at Jungkook, as you could see. Felix forced a smile, looking at both of you, and then he went to the desk right beside you in the next row. I didn't like the way he asked why and pretty. All I wanted to do was to get out of my chair. I know he is new and doesn't know the rules, but he should know that Vian is off limits. She is only mine, only I have right to stare at her. In the college I have made sure everyone knew that. Sometimes I feel bad when I feel that Vian is still under the influence, that I think of her as my little sister, but she will have to understand that I am her boyfriend. She can't tell if someone speaks friendly to her. I really hate her this nature cause I have seen some guys. As a result, I had to pun, but I like her a lot. There is no denial. I always saw perfection in every single flaw she saw in herself. For me, she is perfect, and I don't like when she doubts like how she is looking good or bad. She is everything to me, and she is the most beautiful person I have ever seen in my life. I don't like when her friend Ria talk about other guys. I know Mayan is not interested in any one of them, but what's the point to tell her? Well, she learned how to handle my stubbornness, the bad attitude I still have, and above all, the short temper I always had. I get pissed off easily, but I didn't know how Ryan manages to calm me down. Before I turn into a demon, she really has an unknown magic, the magic which compels me to kneel down. Arthur spoke. Half an hour passed as the bell rang, indicating that first period is over. All the students bid goodbye to Mr. Kang. Just like that, 3 periods passed and the bell rang again. You were in the psychology class which you attended alone as Jungkook has changed subject. You quickly shoved everything into your bag and waited for some other students to leave the class. Everyone was rushing to get to the cafe, that's why the halls got crowded. You walked in a hallway and your eyes widened in a shock. It was crowded like hell, and you were not able to get through it as there was a sea of students in front of your eyes. You didn't walk forward as you were afraid that people would shoot, so you remained on your spot. Suddenly, someone held your hand and pulled you to the staircase. You looked up only to see Jungkook grinning at you. Let's go to the nearby cafe as college cafe is crowded, he said, taking a loose strand of your hair behind your ear. You nodded with a blushing face. Well, which cafe we are going in? You asked him as you both walked to the parking lot of the college. Your all-time favorite cafe, he said, winking at you. Soon you both reached his car. As Jungkook started the engine, driving it to the cafe where you both have been going since ages. After a few minutes of driving, you both arrived there. Why, and you find the empty table. Then I will place the order, he said, smiling at you. You nodded and started to find an empty seat. Once you find it, you were about to make your way over there when you felt gentle tap on your shoulder. You turned around only to see Felix. Hey, you here alone need company. Actually, the college cafe was buzzing with students, so I decided to come here to have lunch. Well, I don't think we will encounter again. By the way, what's your name? He asked with a wide smile on his face. Nice seeing you here, Felix. By the way, my name is Ryan and I'm not alone. I came here with someone. You forced a smile looking at him. Felix scratched the nape of his neck and looked at you nervously. No worries, Ryan. Actually, I am new in a town, so I was thinking to make friends, he said, making a sad pout. I'm sorry, but you can try on someone else. You gave him an awkward smile. Suddenly, Jungkook came along with a food tray in his hands. Here you go, your favorite cheese sandwich along with drink and some fries, he said, excited, looked up. The tray in his hand started to wobble as he witnessed Felix smiling at you. Oh, so you came with him? He asked, looking at you. You have any problem? He said. Come on, Cook. He was just asking me to accompany him. You know he is new here and alone also, so he asked me if I could give him some company. Well, you can join us now, Felix. I don't think so Bun would have any problem. You said, placing your hand on Jungkook. Felix looked at you and then he looked at Jungkook. His eyes turned short as he apologized to Jungkook, and then he ran away from there. You frowned and then looked at Jungkook, who was already looking at you with intense eyes. Food is getting cold. Let's sit and have it, you said, trying to avoid his stares. You sat down while Jungkook sat across from you. You knew he was annoyed with something by the way he was staring at you and muttering to himself. The shirt suits you, but I wonder how you will look, you said, trying to divert his attention again. Jungkook narrowed his eyes at you, but you didn't miss how the quick smirk crept on his lips, though he tried to hide it from you but couldn't. Soon you both started to have food. You really know how to change his mood, but sometimes you also felt by saying those lines. Once you both finished eating, you had enough time to head back to the college. After some time, you both reached the college. You went back to your classroom along with Jungkook. The room was crowded with the students who looked at both of you with mouth wide open. They looked at you and stared to whisper to each other. Yeah, they both are dating. Felix saw them together in a cafe and Mayan also said that she came to the cafe along with her boyfriend. How Jungkook could this wit? My whole life, I am feeling as if someone had digged my grave and people are trying to push me inside. I always dreamed about Ryan and me, but this demon snatched away my Ryan. I thought they both were only friends. They all were whispering each other, but their whispers were audible enough to be heard by both of you. Jungkook's snake veins started to pop out while his hands balled into fists. Before he could run to them, you held his hand and gestured him to stay quiet as you stepped forward. Yeah, I am his girlfriend. If you guys have any problem, we can't do anything with it. Cause you need psychiatrist to get treatment of your damaged brain I'm so lucky to have Jungkook as my friend, you said. You walked to Jungkook and placing both hands on him. You smiled. Everyone looked at you with mouth wide open. All the students had went into coma zone and no one had enough courage to disturb you. Time skipped. Jungkook spoke. I never imagined that Ryan would say something like that. Well, right now I get inside the car where Ryan was already waiting for me. Actually, I got 2 cups of coffee for both of us. Along with her favorite chocolate, I was on cloud nine. I would to cherish. I looked at my cute Ryan who was fiddling with a strand of her hair while biting her low lips in nervousness, which made me frown. You okay? I asked, handing her the coffee. Oh yeah, actually I'm feeling little nervous and also shy. I don't know what they will be thinking about us, she said, sipping the coffee. I let out a small chuckle while placing my cup of coffee on the coffee holder. Come on, Ryan, don't think about them, I said. I started the engine and drove to her house. Reaching the front door, Ryan gave me the $1,000,000 smile of her that I fell in love. If anyone ever asked me why standing in front of me, trust me, I would take me many decades to tell them. She looked back at me for once and smiled again. Thanks for dropping me off home, she said, biting her lower lips while her cheeks were heating up. You never need to thank me, just stay like this, I replied, smiling. Waving goodbye to her, she left for her house. 2 days later, Arthur spoke. Jungkook was trying to call you several times, but your number was getting unreachable. It was around 9 a.m., the time you always call him and talk to him for a long night. But tonight you were not replying to his messages and your phone was also unreachable. He couldn't wait anymore as he grabbed his hoodie along with the car keys and left for your house. Reaching the house, he rang the bell but no one responded, which made him more anxious. Suddenly he remembered that your mom always hid the spare key beneath the pot in case you lost the key somewhere. Tonight your mom was not home as she had to left to Italy for some business work and she won't come back until 2 weeks, and Jungkook knew that. That's why he decided to get in your house so he could know that why you were not answering to his calls and messages. As he opened the main door, his eyes widened in a disbelief when he saw you sitting in the living room and licking the ice cream. I was getting anxious for her, and there she is enjoying the ice cream, he thought to himself as he walked inside the living room. Your face lit up seeing him, but you acted your best that his presence didn't bother you, and you continued eating ice cream. Why you are ignoring me? Why you are not replying to my messages? He said, staring at your not bothered face. Hey, I'm talking to you. Are you listening to me even? He said, making you smirk playfully. You got up from the sofa and grabbing. Ah, you got anxious for me. Don't worry, I was just playing along. You whispered, making him frown. Oh, you were teasing me. You made me mad, and now you are saying that you were doing all that deliberately. He said, snatching the ice cream from your hands. Taking you in the kitchen, he said with a playful smirk tugging on his lips. He ordered the buckets of ice cream. Oh God, you said. Don't worry, he said, smirking. We hope that our poor Ryan won't ignore our innocent Jungkook.